And there the ball rolls. Chile taking advantage of maybe a little lax play from Colombia. And maybe also taking advantage of some opportunistic positioning by that man, Arturo Vidal. And looking to add to it here, trying to get Vargas on the board. Phil Shane and Ray Hudson. It is match day 2 of this South American marathon of qualifiers. Colombia sprinted out of the gates early, but it's Chile who got to the half in front, Ray. What was the biggest difference in the first half? Where did momentum turn?
Oh, I don't know specifically at what moment it actually shifted, but it was, again, the way this Chilean side would not wilt, would not actually stood up with all of that great attitude. And it's the experience, Phil. You look at the Chilean side, look out.
Shot from Vargas denied.
You look at the Chilean side, I'm talking about that golden generation that they had when they beat Argentina and the Copa Americas. But you look at Vargas, 30-year-old, and Sanchez, 31, Aranguiz, 31, Vidal, 33. These are players that are still got something to prove, a lot to prove to the younger, keeping young players out. And I think when you talk about what shifted, it was that experience that bounded together. It says, no, not one way together here. And they didn't do it accidentally. It was wonderful football that led to the goals. And I'm not so sure that, again, that thing with Colombia always comes back to haunt them, and all the talent that they do have, it seems to shine so brightly for much of the time, but keeping it together is a little bit elusive. But they're still well within this game, and they've certainly got the talent and ability to draw this game back.
Out on the far side, Mojica sweeps to the inside but loses his balance and the ball. And then a little frustrated as he tries to win it back.
I didn't recognize any particular tactical shift by Rueda as the game went on, Phil. It's just that, again, their special players, their world-class players really started to move up a gear. Is it still going to be there in a year and a half's time when the Qatar World Cup kicks off, if they are fortunate to get there, because they look good enough, and both of these teams do.
Scrambling to get over Mojica, and Isla almost got around.
Tremendous tackle. Hasn't played too many times for his country either, Mojica. Only less than a dozen. Good ball.
Alexis looks, thought about it. Vargas couldn't get free in time. Out wide, Baeza. Spun to the inside nicely. Muriel hasn't seen much of the ball since the opening minutes. Hard ball inside, well handled by Pinares.
Always is a team that's always capable of surprising, aren't they, Chile? You know, they look at the Copa America last summer where not a lot of people were picking them to actually qualify out of the group. And the team from Peru it was that derailed them in the end. That Peru team derailed some big teams. when they are on the day.
Might be doing it again today.
Yeah, really.
Geralta has to be careful, picking up a caution in the first half.
Oh, good ball.
Vargas, a one-man break. Sanchez slows him down, but he gets it across to Sanchez. Alexis, that is. Back into the middle. There's Vidal. Vargas handles well, but can't get it through Mojica. And then Isla trying to win it back. Down on the challenge goes Muriel.
Great play by Eduardo Vargas on that last attack. Finding Alexis Sanchez is tremendous ball. Wow, that's a clean tackle. Coming round by the side, gets the ball first, but then in the modern day, it's interpreted as a tackle that's not in full control. Even though he gets the ball, he comes through the player, and that's a no-no.
Oh. Strong from Sierralta.
I'll see it.
Over the top, says Quiroz. Well, they're one of the changes. Saw Muriel exit, Morelos checking in. And Falcao and Cordoba, more, especially at this stage of their career, centrally located, and Zapata's already giving them a handful. Nice by Lerma. A little deflection. Zapata throws a hip in, and there the shot from James, but it curls into the hands of Cortez.
It just doesn't get enough power on this to catch out the goalkeeper. It's an admirable attempt by James. One touch to control, and the second one descended on its way. Lovely touch. First touch in football is everything. Again.
There he is. Colombia trying to tighten the screws, but Chile not letting him get close enough. You hear the screams, just get rid of it.
There's not much between the two teams. Chile certainly seem to have a little bit more synchronicity about them, Phil. But man, when the Colombians put their game together, it's so quick and sharp and insightful.
Nice by Isla. Pressure. Cuadrado begging for the ball, but a sloppy pass in the middle. Intercepted. Barrios slowing down. Vargas getting on the wrong side of the ref.
Now again, Colombia, it was Wilmer Barrios there, had that ball cut out, and going for those very tight passing lanes of Chile, and risk and reward, of course, but more often than not, they're finding their way through, but just haven't been able to find Zapata now, who's leading the line.
Vargas gets it in. Davinson Sanchez in front. Pinares almost cuts it out, combines to win it back. Cuadrado coming in for the injured Medina. And maybe that might have been one of the turning points, Ray. Because it's kind of funny when you think about it. Cuadrado, who's always been an attacking winger throughout his career. But since Medina came out, they haven't had much service from this right side. Zapata. Lerma. Back for Cuadrado.
Now.
Gets the ball in. Oh. But in the way again, Sierralta. Zapata with a little bump. Scoops it wide. Isla over. Mojica tries to cut inside, but a little sloppy in the effort, and commits the foul to try and win it back.
Well, he gets that call. I'm not so sure that that one was the right one. I thought Mojica was interfered with coming across into his track. Could have went either way.
Touch off Mojica, gets it all the way to James. An hour in the book, 30 left to go. Beautiful flick into the middle, Morelos.
That's fabulous football again.
Sent across the inside run, but Isla had it well defended.
What ball? Yeah, he should be applauding us. Fabulous football, that from Colombia. And it does lead to something. There is end product. There is danger, but just not quite the final telling ball. It's the right ball played in by Cuadrado, but it's a little overhit. But again, the intricacy of Colombia is so lovely to watch.
Arturo controls, waiting for a run. So he decides to do it himself.
Nicely.
In for Lerma, dummied through. James on his left. Almost sounds like Sam Kinnison's out there. But whoever it is not getting the ball they want. Far side, Mojica. Credit by Isla, keeping him in check. Look away try. Isla read it well. Pressure though wins it back. Morelos back. Mojica in, but he doesn't catch it clean. He will get the corner though.
Good response from Rueda's men. Yeah, Quiros's men, excuse me. Right from the half-time whistle. This is Rueda who's feeling the heat a little bit now. His defense standing up tall.
Hangs in, headed back, and not at home. A collision. Murillo got the first touch, but it looks like they might be calling a foul.
They definitely are calling a foul, but is it the initial header where the foul is committed, or is it the last touch and the bundling of the ball over the line? We'll see. But again, you can smell this one coming. It's instantly called by the referee. Ball swung in. Is that the foul? I didn't see anything wrong there.
And I think they're calling a foul at the back post, but doesn't Sanchez have a right to the ball?
Absolutely, there's nothing there. It's got to be here on the first ball, Phil. It has to be. there's nothing wrong there with the final challenge. I don't see too much wrong here at all.
And there looked like there might have been some contact from Lerma, but Murillo, well, there.
That that's one fair.
The little extension, maybe?
Ah, Phil, it's not dancing school. This is very, very debatable, this one. I thought the ball was won without any clear foul. I think James Rodriguez is, they're saying it was clear. Man, that's a strange call. I just wish you could get the actual indication of where the foul occurred. Was it on the first challenge of the header? Or was it on the... I don't think it even took a second touch over the line. Certainly Cortez comes out slapping. He doesn't get enough of it, but it's gone now.
However, maybe a sign that Colombia is starting to percolate.
Well, they were right before the goal, as we were just talking about. It's been downhill from the moment that they've came out of the locker room. Quiros has got a great response out of the Cafeteros. What a strange set of circumstances. I mean, we saw it 4 or 5 times in replay, Phil, and I could hardly see any sort of clear infraction. Maybe we missed something, but I don't know if it was that obvious at all.
Well, whatever it is, VAR didn't see enough to overrule it.
Yeah, but they saw enough to take the goal away. A little puzzling. Well, Chile were, I think it's fair to say, cruelly treated in the Uruguay game, so you get a little break here, but certainly Colombia might be shaking their heads. That's a foul.
Davinson Sanchez lost possession and then grabs hold to try and win it back. Again, the rebirth of Electric Sanchez.
Uh-oh. Shorter cleats needed.
Vargas knows they can't afford to give up another goal midway through the second. Pinares and Aranguiz. And it will be Cesar Pinares towards the spot. Well defended Zapata. Right back to the Católica man. Quickly taken on the throw in by Colombia.
Oh, magic feet.
And then 2 left feet. Well, in his case, 2 right ones.
Great ball.
Trying to sweep it in. Zapata gets a second chance, but from the ground, Diaz sweeps it away. River Plate defender getting the job done. across. Again, Sierralta getting up high. Trickles across off the defender. They'll sweep to the far side and try it again. Dropping to his line.
Ooh.
A collision at the penalty spot. Zapata sweeps it back. Cuadrado sloppy on the touch. And Chile with a nice little kiss, a chance on the break. Vargas sneaks it through the gap. Now it's Vidal and Alexis. Sanchez out wide for Isla. Colombia has numbers back and a poor ball across. Into the area, trying to settle, but it skips away.
One just fades over the top here. And unlucky, just loses his focus, I believe. Now, take a look here, Phil. There's a lot of slight pulls and pushes, but nothing blatant there for me.
Colombia ready to make a few more changes. Benates drives it in low. Vargas the touch, and it just misses wide. Made one switch, attacker for attacker. They're playing with Lerma, Osate, and Barrios in the midfield. Maybe roll the dice, take one of them out, and give Falcao a chance.
He's the one stripped off and ready to enter the fray. Radamel Falcao, just the type of demonic forward you're looking to put the finishing touch.
And it is one of the midfielders exiting. Wilmer Barrios out and in El Tigre. And it looks like Chile ready to make a switch as well. Falcao, now 34 years of age, his 91st cap. A team high 34 goals so far in his career. No one has scored more goals for Colombia. They could use another. Kika looking for Falcao, but no.
An impressive build-up. And again, right ball played in. But either underhit or overhit. Still plenty for him to like, trying to fine-tune his attack. But this Chilean side, Phil, nicely marshaled at the back by Sierralta, aren't they? This emerging star, 23-year-old.
And Salida stripping off the kit, 35-year-old veteran back at Católica, trying to lock things down. They might be going the other way, taking out an attacker to try and clog up the midfield. Thomas gets there before Aranguiz. We'll make sure that's where the break ends.
Continuing to up the ante, and now Rueda saying we need a little bit more help in guarding against this improving, dangerous Colombian side that have second half, Phil, really more or less rattling at the latch, and no way through yet. But now with Falcao in, there's going to be an extra hungry wolf looking along with Duvan Zapata.
Dario Herrera trying to make sure things stay calm. Ball hangs in the air, trying to head it back was Murillo, and he clatters in. Cortez comes out, and Murillo is knocked for a loop.
Got to be careful here and let him collect his marbles and doing the right thing.
Now, this is also something you and I have talked about, and it might not be the challenge that goalkeepers tend to get away with, where they just barrel in with the knees up and the elbows out. This is just one where both of them are going for it.
Comes down from a big height right onto his back as well. It's a great effort from Murillo. Certainly Cortez comes, and he's got the right to come in through. It's a collision, but beautiful ball flighted up, and this is admirable goalkeeping in a lot of ways. And tell you what, Jason Murillo is brave as a Bengal tiger going up for this one, and comes down.
Diaz tried to block him out, but Murillo almost got there.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, Phil. There's a lot of times goalkeepers get away with really murder and some of the challenges that they come out with, and he's come off badly here, but I don't think he did anything wrong in this particular circumstance. Brave Rayan. Wasn't just against Murillo either. It was a whole cluster of players that he's got to come through and claim the ball at the highest point, which he did for his coach. Just paid the price.
Garabali, the 23-year-old, getting set on the sideline if needed. As we mentioned, Cortez, the third string keeper. They could be going to the fourth string before this one is over.
3 great goals. Medina, Palermo, King Arthur slingshots this one home emphatically. And then this one, for me, is a beautiful, intentional touch around the goalkeeper. And that is in super slow motion. When you see it at warp speed in live time, it's an amazing piece of finishing from Alexis.
It looks like he's going to be able to continue. By the way, the backup tonight, an interesting story. Ecuadorian international, part of that Independiente del Valle program, but nationalized after playing at Colo Colo for nearly a decade. And could have been making his national team debut, but back to the bench he goes. 78th minute. Had the feeling there'd be more goals in the second half. Not for a lack of trying, but some fierce efforts defensively.
Yeah, particularly by Chile. It's certainly been the probing, sharp quickness. It's beautiful nutmeg.
Alexis trying to find Arturo Vidal. One back, dangerous, almost bobbled. And Cortez will cover. Alvarado about to go incognito if those letters keep peeling off. Murillo appears to be okay, but the ball goes for Chile, and then as he's falling back, he falls down to make the block. Good start for Lerma, but there was Aranguiz again.
in the movement from Quiros's men. It's been a real hallmark of this impressive Colombian side. And searching for this equaliser, but they keep running down the wrong rabbit holes, and the inclusion of Falcao now gives them a established point man if they can just get the passing boots on the right feet. And
Alexis still just 31. If he has found the fountain of youth, might have, well, maybe even one more cup, but definitely another Copa America in front of him.
I'd imagine he'll be there at the World Cup in Qatar for sure. Look out.
Trying to settle when Salida, but he let it bounce, deflected in off Morelos.
Great ball.
Now what can James do? Zapata on the outside. He's got help inside if he finds it, but he's tripped up.
Kicked. And then totally intentional, cynical card by Diaz here. Again, protecting the lead with a nasty calling card. Take a look. Yeah, fully intended.
Colombia throwing bodies forward. It'll be Cuadrado into the mix and fighting his way through Murillo this time. And again, it's Sierralta putting his body in the way.
Very close, Cuadrado, to finding Murillo again on that back post. Just slightly under hit, whilst Murillo would have been driving onto this one. Look at this, very close, but well defended. The Sierralta, he's had a fine game at the back.
Drives it long, stays in play. They've been testing Mojica. When Salida can't keep it. Colombia looking for a break. Sanchez to Murillo. Cuts through the line, Morelos.
Nicely.
Now it's James wide. Mojica looks, launches, and sends it over everyone.
At the right targets, waiting again.
8 minutes plus added time remain. Vargas has to wait, and his pass off target. Good cover. Sate, who came in the first half.
Plenty of width as well, this Colombian side, finding them. And they'll vary it all right, go through the middle like this. Beautiful football.
That was one of the changes Queiroz had, going all the way back to Hacho Maturana. You almost dared them to go wide, and they would try and force their way up the middle. That's not the case anymore.
You're right, Phil. Really lovely blend of attacking. And it's all revolves around piercing, pointed passing. But you've got to give credit to Chile for standing up staunchly to all the invention and the beautiful quick feet like this of Colombia. No way through, good pressure again.
Keeping it in play and finding Sanchez, looking for a throw in and more time off the clock. Good work by the two old men, Vidal and Alexis.
Sure, the young guns follow us and try to live up to this standard, which is what they're doing. Really are setting the bar high for the next generation of Chilean players. Tough act to follow.
It is. I mentioned it earlier with Vargas and Sanchez. Trying to get around is Sebastian Vegas. You think back to the times of Salas and Zamorano, and you're thinking, how could they ever get a better tandem? And then some.
Nice play. Alzate.
Thomas hangs it. Mojica brings it down. Fuenzalida back.
Well,
3 in the box if they can find him. Lerma hold down. Second thought, says the referee.
And he's a recipient of lovely play from the right to the left, and they find a rabbit's hole way through. So many situations for Chile to put the cork in the bottle, and they've managed it amazingly in this second half. They're still looking for Falcao. That one opportunity.
First half was out offense, 9 shots combined. There've only been 3 combined in the second half.
A real tug-of-war game. There's so little between these two teams for me, Phil. And referee has let both the big boys play.
Hanging it high, dropping to his goal line. Cortez, and he launches himself in the air to grab it, but the whistle had blown for offside, and he's down in pain again. Looks like he landed on his teammate, Arturo Vidal. And there, just a little ahead of the game, Falcao.
Great opportunity though, wasn't it? So close, keeping himself onside. Then that's the type of service into him that he's been leading for. They go the high route, and unlucky. It's one of those games, Philly. Tough to see a losing team. I honestly think if it was a boxing match, I'd think it was a draw would be a fair result, because both teams have played some great attacking football. The defense has been staunch. Both goalkeepers have lived up to the billing, coming in for some well-established goalkeepers. They haven't let their teammates down, and it's still on the boil.
Mojica headed in the wrong direction. Good work by the old man to pin him back. And then a little extra at the end from Vargas. You could hear on the sideline, they're saying that should be a red. Pulled out at the last moment. Only one attacker on the bench. It's the youngster, Big John Cordova. Well, maybe not that young anymore. 27 for Hertha. Smashed away Diaz. Vegas. You can sense Rueda's going to have this Chilean side as a frustrating one. We saw it against Uruguay, where they were unfortunate not to grab a point. We've seen it here today, where Colombia looked to be cruising. And now finding it hard to even get a chance on goal. Nicolas Diaz off the bench, the Mazatlan man about to step in.
I think you're giving them a bit short thrift, Phil. Is Colombian side, for me, have been by far the better team in the second half. And that's no disrespect to an impressive Chile side who were wonderful in the first half, but Colombia playing some applaudable football.
But is that by design, though, Ray? 63% possession, only one shot.
Well, you can stick your statistics where the squirrel sticks its nuts, my friend. It's been wonderful in the build-up and lead-up, and there's got to be some end product to it. You're not wrong, but you also have to appreciate the pattern of play that Queiroz has got out of his team.
Out comes Vargas.
And Rueda for Chile. The two of the best teams I've seen in all of the South American. And this has been a wonderful game of football, and it's still right on a high razor edge.
Thomas from the corner looking for the header of Lerma. Might have gotten in Murillo's way and just off target. By the way, Legacy, the youngster that just came in, Nico Diaz, his father Italo, also a national teamer.
Close. Oh,
Vidal just...
Look at that. That's an amazing attempt at goal. And we're all robbed, of course, by this game being played in front of these empty stands. You can imagine what this game would have been like as well, how much it would have been augmented, accented with a crowd that would have been appreciating all this beautiful football.
Thomas forces it through. Mojica, the little touch. Fuenzalida scrambling back. Beaten on the back heel. Hamas into the middle. Diaz gets there. The volley from Lerma. Loose in the 18. Morelos can't. Rebound deflected. And it's El Tigre. The eye of the Tiger strikes. Falcao has leveled the score at 2.
Well, just as I was saying, give him a chance and he will bury it and bury you with it. It's a terabyte of skill and nothing less than Colombia deserve. Falcao sweeps in, but it's built up again on that left side was wonderful. Hamas sends it in. It's half dealt with. It falls beautifully. It's well blocked. Morelos tries to rifle it home. It comes back again. Here's Morelos' hit. That one's blocked beautifully. But then this one comes across, flies across, and Falcao pounces on it instamatically. It comes at him in a blur, and he steers this one home. And he is sucking it into the net. It's 2-2, and maybe, just maybe, both of these teams get what they deserve, because I've been banging on about the beautiful football that Colombia has been playing, and they finally get a break. But again, behind the break was a lot of well-intended passing football with good movement and that syncopated rhythm that is the man from Colombia. Fully caffeinated goal, 2-2.
Well, Ronaldo Rueda knows quite well what Falcao is capable of. He never had the chance to manage him, though, because Falcao was just coming up from the Colombian under-19s when Rueda left, but he still has it nearly 2 decades later.
I'm all for the recognition of a hero, and he's come off the bench and he scored the goal. But that's the real hero, this man. The way he has had his team playing all night, and they've been banging on against this Chilean side the entire second half, after the way Chile was so impressive throughout the first half, after that scintillating start by Colombia in the first 20 minutes. It's been a wonderful pendulum swinging one way and then the other, but it's been laced and interlaced with brilliant football, Phil.
So a comeback from Argentina. Uruguay's comeback falling short. Venezuela's on a missed penalty. Peru took a second half lead only to see Neymar and Brazil bounce back. And now it was Chile coming from behind to take the lead, and Colombia has equalized in added time. Still 2 minutes to go. And this is just round 2.
Well, here's Falcao's moment that he rose up from, and again, as you say, Phil, he should play with a biohazard number on his back rather than a number 9, because he is always super dangerous. But this is going to be a well-pleased Colombia side if they can hang on to this point here, because they've forced their way back in against a very good opponent and a wonderful night of football here.
Just like Alexis Sanchez rediscovering his youth in some ways, so did Falcao, now scoring goals for fun at Galatasaray.
What a player he's been. It's good to see a good man get on the end of it, but again, he steered it home, didn't he? There was nothing slapstick about it. He got some breaks in that equaliser, unquestionably, but you've seen him do it for, well, the games we called for Atletico Madrid in his great days. In Monaco when he went there, what a footballer.
Meneses will not get in. The final whistle from Herrera, and Colombia fights back for a deserved draw. The goal for Radamel Falcao Garcia as he leads Colombia back for a point in Santiago.